belong. They don't go with the decor. You know, they're all looking like, but then everybody will say I'm copying Struth, which he did do some of these museum photos. Some maybe like from the point of view of like my career and stuff. I'm giving his work some time, and then I'll, you know, his book sort of passes by as a given, and then I cite him, so then they won't say I'm plagiarizing. No, because I think his museum photo is actually good. Okay, so and the actual people who do the restoration work, it's not their idea. Like they're marionettes in this play. The ones who think it up are architects and curators, and they're never there. They do it from a removed office. So I just never thought that. That's why there's no people in that book. But I put a volume 3 with all the people who used to be there. Okay, so, because I think that's what it's about. Okay, transitional states, because there was all these things that workers left, and they had no intention of doing anything aesthetic or artistic in the way that they left things. I think it's the act itself which is inherently aesthetic. Okay, so okay, volume 2. I had a big problem. See with that one, and the title is exactly what I was trying to do: attempting to achieve an approximate order. I think, you know, I don't have any children, but I thought, you know, I hear all this stuff about the complex of the second child complex. You know how the second child looks towards the first, and so they're complex with the third is the happy child, and the first child they're like bright and everything, but they're like more neurotic. Because they have to teach the parents about what life's about, where the parents teach them what life's about. So that was how I got the title of the second one. And 2, I realized when the book came out a year late because I did all the detail work in digital and I hated it. And I went back and reshot everything in 8x10 film later. So I was late on that. And I realized that by the time I got to volume 3, that volume 3 kicks back to volume 2 and 1, and the other way 1 and 2 kicks 3. So then when you so that the volume 3 is about upon closer scrutiny, which is what it is. You're looking at close-ups, but you know, you can have transitional states attempting to achieve an approximate order upon closer scrutiny, and you know, and that's what the book is as far as what my verb through it was. Okay, so that's where that comes from. Okay, let's have another question now. Yes. Yeah.
The reason why you didn't like the digital is because of what you started in the early part in the 1980s.
Yeah.
And you just wanted to continue with the same transition in terms of the type of feeling you were getting from the Versailles work.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. The digital stuff, it costs less to click, but it costs you more later. So, you know, I always tell everybody, film is like a preloaded stock. It costs to click. You can save it passively. Digital costs you nothing to click, and then saving it is nothing but labor and money. So, and the quality's not as good. And, you know, I mean, I don't make money from these books hardly. You know, I have to sponsor myself by selling art prints. To make big prints from that digital stuff, even like, what did I have? A 33 megapixel? Man, it didn't look that great to me. And I don't even think the colors are good. It's just lo-fi. It's like, you know, those MP3s are worse. So, I mean, you know, it's okay. I mean, it's good for identification. It's good for ID. You know, if it's like, I use a digital camera when I have problems with parts of the camera. I take a picture and I send on the internet. See, this is the part that's broken. So that's for identification. You know, that's what it's for. And I think quality's gone down and people don't mind. So it's okay with me. Then I just work with high quality. It's only going to make more work and money for me, so I'm happy with it. Less competition. It's too bad, but it's good too. I don't know. It's like it's part of the democratization process, maybe. We're in that state. I went back and did it in film because the digital didn't look good to me. And two, I realized that the closer you do a detail, the better the resolution should be. It's like if you take a picture of trees a half a mile away, maybe, and it's printed on a page, the digital looks the same, but if you're taking a close-up of a leaf, I don't think it's going to look as good. So that's why I redid it in film. Okay. Let's have more questions. Come on. Yes, Neil.
So why do you think the technology of the 19th century works much better than the technology of the 20th century? Because this is the same with film and music and everything else. Why? I mean, it's all sampling in some way or the other. Why does technology work so well?
I like high res. I think a picture should be better than what you see, or else why bother to take it? Okay? I mean, I can just go look. Looking doesn't cost you anything, hardly, to look or to even save your memory in your own mind. Okay, so that's the cheapest yet. I've always been jealous of writers. It costs nothing to write, and you can print the worst paper, whatever, and you get the same impression when you read. So that's not so bad, So but I think when you deal in photography and you care about how the image looks, the bigger in digital terms, the bigger the file, the more highly resolute it is. I just don't think the digital's up, and I don't think it'll ever be as good as film. I mean, it's crystal growth. I mean, those CCDs, so it's best done in an anaerobic zero-gravity atmosphere, so they can make, the best ones are 10 megapixel for the $500 digital cameras, I think the sweet spot for them, okay? But when you go and spend $40,000, like I foolishly did for some Leaf camera back, and it's okay, I'm not shocked by its quality. So, So why is it the 19th century tech is better? Because they use big plates. But I think tech is better now. The lenses are better now. And in those old days, they had that salted paper, and you had to do contact prints from it, and you see the weave through of the paper. I love some of that work, but I don't think the tech was better then. I think, first of all, okay, I don't like black and white film. I don't like a black and white image. To me, it's ugly. Like I said, why should it be less good than what I see? Okay, so I never liked black and white. I don't see anything poetic or beautiful about it. To me, it's ugly. Also, I can tell you this story, when I was young in Montreal, because French Canadians, I'm half French Canadians, they have an inferiority complex, and my mother would bring back black and white film. I said, don't use this. The British people, they have color film. Okay, and I said, I saw it as second class. Okay? Okay? So, and the Germans invented the color film. Okay? The Agfa film was great. Okay, so, okay. Come on, more.
Open the book.
Okay. I will do a random thing. Which is this page? Oh. Look, now I come to this page. Okay.